Hey guys, let me see. It's our week 4 agenda summary. Um, oh my gosh, I had to share with you guys. I'm standing, by the way. I've got a stand up, sit down thingy on my desk because I'm really stiff and sore. We had 9 out of our 13 grandkids at the Jumpstart Adventure Park yesterday for all of their collective birthdays. So I do this big birthday bash thing where we go do stuff. I was the only adult. I don't know what I was thinking that actually jumped and climbed and I mean, it's got rope courses and trampolines everywhere and like parkour stuff and like Ninja Warrior stuff. And I definitely probably wasn't a Ninja Warrior in my previous life. But oh my gosh, I'm sore and I didn't know how much work it would take to be bouncing around on trampolines and jumping off of things. And I ended up in the mosh pit of foamy balls or foamy things with the kids. And holy cow, you can't even get out of there. So I have to stand up and sit down a little bit. But I also wanted to share with you that we have, oh, I don't know if you can see. I might have to move the camera. Here's my assistant manager. Here's my manager, my office manager, Mr. Green. Again, sleeping. And there's his assistant, the young guy, of course, young and always goofing off. And now he's sleeping on my chair, on my little blow up little donut pillow thing for my back. And there you go, management at work again, you guys. And I have a frog in my throat too. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was around all these kids. It was like a huge, bacteria factory in that place. I'm probably going to be sick. Anyway, back to our agenda summary. Activity number 2, assignment 11, you guys worked on last week, was that small group case study. So after debating the merits of the case, what was your team's final take on all of this? Do you agree or disagree with the ruling? What can you do to help prevent something like this from happening again? Class activity number 3, testing and subjective hiring criteria, pages 54 to 57. I put a link out there to visit the SHRM website, the Society for Human Resource Management. I just call it SHRM, Shrooms website. What do personality tests reveal? The link will take you there. After reviewing the site and what our book has to say about testing, what are your thoughts now about this whole business of testing? Should we test in the workplace? If so, for what? How far? If not, why? Number 4, what does it take to file a claim? It's always interesting that as employees and workers, our whole life, we may not ever file a claim or look at anything to do with the EEOC. So if you log into the EEOC.gov website, figure out what it takes to file a claim for the EEOC. You're going to find that it's probably easier than maybe you thought. It used to be quite a few clicks to get there. Now, not so much. But I just want you to dig around out there so that you know how quickly and how easy your employees can also go do the same thing, right? Pretty much all you have to do is Google, how do I file a claim with the EEOC? And it might take you, I haven't done that, but it might take you right to the link to be able to do that. How does knowing this help you be a better leader? Progressive discipline models, number 5, or activity number 5. How does your current employer handle discipline? Or if you're not working right now, your most recent employer or whatever personal experiences you have, what are their steps? Are they clearly communicated to everyone? Are they progressive in nature? Because we know they should be progressive in nature. And then I've got some docs in the learning plan. I want to make sure that you review those. One is the rules of documentation. The other is just a progressive disciplinary model. Now, there's 101 of these, and every company is going to kind of have their own take or their own version on this stuff. But this one will give you an example of what they look like. And if your company doesn't have anything even remotely like that, it might be a problem. And how does your employer's method for disciplining an employee compare, right? I guess that's what I just said. Assignments. The chapters 4, 5, and 9 for this next week. And then our week 4 agenda summary. Y'all already know what to do. Report on those activities. Assignment number 13 is the sexual harassment quiz. There's a link in the learning plan for you. I think I say it's attached, but it's in there. It's attached in there. Now, it's not an activity where you're graded based on how many right answers you get. You're going to earn your points by participating, right? And this is just to help us become, again, a gap analysis, right? To help us be more aware of our own, level of knowledge or lack of knowledge in some of these areas. So don't try to look up the answers. That's not important. And now I'll give you the results the next week in another class activity. But it's just, you know, this, we want to do a gap analysis. Okay, this is how much we really need to know, and where are we, right? So if I get, you know, 5 out of 10 or half or whatever, like, wow, maybe I have a little more work to do as an employer, as a leader, supervisor, manager. The assignment 14 is a sexual harassment report. You know, internet, journals, magazines, find a specific case related to sexual. You won't be hard to do. We are in the Me Too movement, right? There's a million of them out there now that are very current, dealing with sexual harassment, including the outcomes of the case. Now, what you might be seeing with YouTube, you might not find outcomes, right? But we do need to know what the outcomes are, and there's plenty of those out there as well. And when I say current, I mean within the last year, within a year or so, okay? Excuse me. And then a 1 to 2 page report. Include the name of the company or organization or the people that are involved. You know, include a link to the case so I can review the case too. Describe in detail, or excuse me, the details of the case in brief, and what was the outcome of the case. And then include your final thoughts or opinions about the case and its outcomes. All right. And of course, it's going to follow all those fabulous rules for a well-written business report, right? And then I think we're going to have an online discussion board question on there. I'm playing around with Flipgrid. Oh yeah, that's encouraging, right? She can't even say it. Flipgrid, and I've figured out how to put it together. I haven't figured out how to put it in Blackboard yet. But it might be kind of fun instead of doing an online discussion board. Flipgrid is just like sort of like what we're doing right now. And you can just, it's a free software, and I give you a link, you log in, and you can just orally discuss your point of view about the discussion questions, and then you can reply to other people that way versus typing it all out. I thought it's kind of cool. I just need to figure out how to get it to work. So by the time we get to week 4, hopefully I'll have that figured out. So this may change, but you know, we'll see, right? And that kind of wraps it up for our week 4 agenda summary. And after all of that, look at, not so much as a flick of an ear. Or that guy over there. He's sleeping on my briefcase. Yeah, I don't think he ever plans on picking that briefcase up. All right, goodbye.